Hey there, oh, I have no idea how to even start this video. I actually had it partially recorded and it lost it because I was trying to use a quick record and be lazy and try not to actually have to produce a video for this. But, hey, Philip DeFranco, Mr. DeFranco, I have no idea how to even start a response video. You can tell I've never done these before. Like, I've done response videos, but never directly to someone who's talking about introspective, like, deep thoughts kind of thing. So I'm going to try and not sound like a complete idiot for the next however long. Maybe it's a really long video. I'm going to try not to be. It was 5 minutes before it died, and I was almost to my point, and now I have to start over again. So anyways, enough bullcrapping. So I just watched the video on December 6th where you're talking about the worth and the fact that you were defined by your words and defined by what your job is. And I mean, that you seem to have like a problem accepting that. And I mean, I don't see how that's a problem. I mean, if you love what you do, why are you actually feeling bad about that? Why don't you let that define who you are? Because I mean, if you're doing what you love, if you're following your passion, then it is who you are. That is what you do. You know, if you're a painter or an artist and you paint and you do your art very well and you sell it and you make a lot of money, does that make you like invaluable? Does that make does that make what you do worthless then? That your art's now like commercialized and sold? No, it doesn't. A baker, if you use a baker example, if a baker loves being a baker and that's what he gets up in the morning, he wants to be a baker and that's what he does. He's gung ho for it. If he values himself and defines his worth by that, then that's not a problem. I don't see that as being an issue. You know, the issue is when you hate what you do. Like, I just fucking despise what I do. I hate my job. I absolutely loathe it. I don't want to be there anymore, and I keep looking. But, I mean, there's not really much point to change my career path right now because I'm, about to change where I live, so that's going to change everything. I mean, I started 2012 basically getting divorced, and now it's almost 2013. I'm engaged and going to be moving back into the States. I'm it's a big change. It's big changes for me and big things for me. And to me, honestly, I can't develop my worth based on my job. You have to find worth somewhere in your life. And I mean, to me, that was just the connections I've always made with people, either through, YouTube or Xbox Live and whatnot. And I mean, it kind of feels, like a day to be introspective. Because I mean, I'm sitting here on Christmas Eve, about to go to work tomorrow. I know most of the world is going to get tomorrow off, and I'm not. And it actually was even my choice. And this is where I define my worth, is that, a coworker had a problem. A coworker's husband was going to be, he's not going to be in town, which is great for them, but he has been gone for 2 months trying to make a new life for them in another province, so he's been busy, he's been gone, he hasn't been there for the kids or for her, and, that's been rough for her, and she originally thought she was going to be alone on Christmas with these kids, but she had to work, and then they're going to be alone literally from 7 in the morning on until when she gets back. So she would have not seen her kids on Christmas morning, and they would have not had Christmas morning for the first time in I don't know how long. And they're not very old, but still, I mean, it's kind of a shock to the kids, to be spending Christmas morning with somebody else, like some stranger is babysitting them or whatnot. So. And because she has no family or anything here either, so it would have just been like this really shitty Christmas. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have a shitty Christmas. I can't afford to get to where my fiancé is. I mean, my fiancé lives in South Carolina now. It's not cheap to fly down there during the holiday season. So, I mean, my Christmas was not going to be that great. I don't have any real family here left anymore. I have my ex's family that I could go and hang with, which is, just going to be super awkward. It's like, yeah, your daughter and I used to, but we don't anymore. And I'm with someone else, and we kind of, but, it just wouldn't work. So, and I mean, there are other things that are going on. I mean, like, it's not been a good end of the year. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to air all my dirty laundry and all the problems me and my fiancé have gone through. I mean, nothing between us, but, well, one thing, but I'm not even going to mention that because it's not like any problem with the relationship at all. It's just, stuff happens and you get excited for something and then it doesn't pan out the way you're expecting. Enough about me. Honestly, I'm more about me, but less about that. Honestly, it's just one of those things where you can define yourself by what you do. If you love what you do, But if you don't, you find something that you define yourself by. It could be a hobby that you love, like with a horrendous passion that you can't let go of. And I mean, you never know your true worth until you see it through someone's eyes. I mean, when I went to work this past week, one of my coworkers, who I'm a friend with, had heard about what I was doing, and she's like, someone should thank you for what you're doing. Someone should, really thank you for doing this for her. And I mean, it's to me, that's, even if it kind of upsets me that she will have her husband is going to be back, and now technically I'm giving up my Christmas day for her to spend time with them, I realized that actually would be what I would want for someone else to do for me, and that's, that's why I suddenly just drop all that upset, and like, it's just me being petty and like thinking, oh, now my contribution is less. It's like, well, no, it's more actually, because now she gets to have this ideal Christmas when I know I'm not going to have an ideal Christmas. There's no hope of that, I had no way of doing what I wanted to do for Christmas. So, at least someone out there gets something out of this, and that's really what you should define yourself by. If you say you're defined by your words, and you say you're defined by your life experiences, and those all happen to be because you make videos on the internet and made a career of it, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's actually something you should be proud of. I think that you have a great deal of self-worth, a great deal of worth in the world. I mean, you bring light to issues that no one talks about, stuff you don't see on the news. And I mean, yeah, some of it's entertaining and schlock, and some people will say you pander and blah blah blah. Who cares? You like when the moments count. Like when you talked about the school shooting. I mean, I've been going through videos all morning, so I've been catching up because I don't often watch them on the day of. Honestly, like, you were talking about the school shootings, and you're like, let's talk about the heroes. You're not going to see anyone talk about that unless it's like a filler piece. They're all going to talk about the tragedy. That's just it. Like, you have value, you have worth, you have more than enough worth. I mean, look at me. I'm hiding behind a still image. Like, when I finish running this video, it's going to be a still image, and that's my fiance actually texting me. It's going to be behind still image. You have the courage to get in front of a camera and put yourself on a record saying these things. And I mean, yes, my voice is, on audio, I guess, on MP3 or MP4, technically, by YouTube standard, saying a lot of things. And I maybe one day I'll get into the courage to jump from the camera and like show my ugly ass mug. But you have the courage to do it now, and that's what's made you not only a career, but giving you the opportunity to really do good. And you do good. You do a lot of good. You like Zoe. That cute little kid, like, I don't have money to throw at the cause. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have been there to tweet the link out or something, do something good. Because, I mean, that's all we really have in this life, is to do good for others. That's all we really get to do in this life. We don't really have much else. I mean, the stuff we have is going to go with us. And hell, even the good stuff we do really won't outlive us by much, but the ripple effect of that good will do some good. You're going to help Zoe might help someone else, or her family might help someone else, and it just ripples down from there. I mean, if people did more of that, there would be a lot less pain in this world, and we'd probably respect each other a hell of a lot more. And this video is going to be like nearly 9 minutes, so I'm probably just going to cut it short at that. I hope you get a chance to watch this. I don't even know, I mean, it's being posted on a video on the 6th, so I don't know if you even look at video responses or still image voice responses after a certain period of time, but why not? I hope, if anything, on this Christmas Eve, I hope you and Lindsay and everyone at the SourceFed and everyone at PhillyD Inc. have a very Merry Christmas at least.